Well, we were at Monsterpalooza doing our selling
Mm-hmm.
art thing, and it was the last day. It was the last hour, and you have those stupid loopy ideas. Like, wouldn't it be funny if? So I had an idea for a horror film.
We were just thinking about how there's so many, and don't get me wrong, I love my B horror films. We talked about that in the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just talking about how these movies, some of these movies, even the ones I love, are just such bad fucking movies, but they still have such a huge following where people would get the actors tattooed on them. And we were just, we were talking about how it would be so funny just to come up with our own bad movie. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the premise is somebody walks into the wilderness. They squat down to pee, and then something happens where there's like something bites them, or like they get a rash or something down in the crotchal area. And then eventually it starts growing, and then it sort of like becomes
A monster.
a face.
Yeah.
A face down here with teeth and everything. And so that's the premise. And we decided to call it Two-faced, parenthetically, the crotch that eats people. And, stupid idea is one of those things where it's like, oh, wouldn't that be funny if? But then I thought later, you know what? Would it be even better if it was a making of series? And the reason that would be more interesting is that you can do any of the prep work, the talking about it even on camera, and that can be part of the content. So the content sort of happens real time. And that can just somersault into so many different kinds of things. We could have like actor auditions. We could do interview with people who are going to be on the show. We could talk to technical people and ask them how they are going to make the monster. And
Yeah, it's kind
just
of
endless content.
kind of like a mockumentary, but it's not a true mockumentary because mockumentaries are scripted. So we're not doing anything scripted. Like everything we're doing is real, even though it's still kind of a farce because it's so ridiculous, the stuff that we're coming up with. And the reason why I'm tying that into our last subject that we just talked about is when Disasterina was coming up with this idea, I was in that same mode where it was towards the end of the show. My brain was shutting down and I was just like, I don't want to talk about this right now. You do you. And, for days she was trying to get me to be a part of this. And I was shocked. Within like 3 days after the show, she already had interview with Vander, like that she had recorded, interview with some other producers, and came up with this concept of having, she didn't want to write it. So we decided that it would be, what was it?
Oh, well, my idea is to get the crowd involved, crowd sourcing. We don't have to we don't fucking even have to write the script. The whole world does this all for us. So I decided, well, scripts, they have around 100 pages. So wouldn't it be wonderful if we had 100 different writers? So, writers, they sometimes are not good at getting things done. So, but this is only one page. And that way, everything would be really weird and fractured. And we would have like this hurricane of activity trying to just sew it all together. And it's just endless content.
So once she established all that, I realized I'm like, sure, okay, whatever. And then once my brain started turning on, I realized and we started getting the script, I realized the only way would make this would work is if we rewrote everything that came in so that we can kind of and it's funny because she showed us, she came in and was like, I got the first page and I'm looking at this and I'm just having this response. And I said, wait a minute, why don't we record this? And so we actually have a real time video of how we work together. And, Disasterina having some outrageous idea, being like, wait a minute.
And vice versa. You have outrageous ideas too.
Yeah. And it's just kind of coming together. And it's so funny because, it's been this thing where we'll have almost an argument where, she's just like, what was I thinking? None of this makes sense. And I'm like, wait a minute. It'll make sense when I go, wait a minute, let's stop talking about this. We got to record this. And so it's kind of cool where people can just watch the process of us coming up with these ridiculous ideas.
And I think it is more interesting. We could, get some money together, do a crowdfunding for a terrible horror film. We certainly could do that. We could complete it. It would be terrible and wonderful at the same time. Sure. But if we have this series, to me, is more interesting. It's like episodes. It's like we had seasons and everything. And the progress of the film is captured, and we could actually go back and do like a voiceovers and do recreations, and we can actually do like a scene from the movie without having to complete the entire movie. We can do behind the scenes of the scene from the movie.
As it is now, we're gonna.
It's getting meta as fuck.
Yeah,
I was gonna say this is turning very meta.
So much footage, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just really has turned into like this fractal, and so that's what one of the things we're working on right now.
I was gonna say I had that next on my list to talk to you about, so you transitioned perfectly for me. But and when I started watching some of the things of you guys that have been posting about it, I wasn't fully sure what it was. So this is awesome to hear what the actual like concept is. But I also think as people who like are super interested in film and TV and even just like small form content creation, it's fun to kind of get a peek behind the curtain of your guys' creative process and how you get to where you're getting. And I think it'll help a lot of people that are aspiring to do what you do, give them some inspiration.
Yeah.
I mean, we're both artists, so when people are inspired by what we do, that's a huge deal. That's what we're here for. I mean, I'm also here to eat delicious desserts. But the main thing really is to inspire others.